What's up guys, Chandler here with Rise Magic, and today I am going to go over the 3 most difficult card flourishes I have ever learned. Now before you warm up your fingers by lighting me up in the comment section rather than practicing your cardistry, just read this definition real quick of the word subjective. Alright? What was difficult for me may have been easy for you, vice versa. For me, the two-handed cuts, the really intricate two-handed cuts, not that difficult for me because there's clear instruction. You know what to do. What I struggle with is really knacky things where it's kind of hard to teach people what you're doing. You just got to repeat it and try it over and 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 over again until you finally figure out the exact feel. Which brings me to my first move, the riffle fan. The riffle fan is kind of an all-time favorite move for me, and I'm pretty sure that part of the reason for that is because of how difficult it was for me to learn it. I learned this move about 6 years ago, the end of my senior year of high school, leading into the beginning of my freshman year of college. This thing was difficult for a lot of different reasons. Mainly, there was no tutorial that existed for it. I'm not talking about a free one. I'm not talking about, oh, I didn't want to pay, I was a cheapo. No, there was absolutely no tutorial by Dimitri back in the day. There was just a couple of videos of it circulating on YouTube that I had to look at and just examine over and over and over again before I figured out all that stuff I taught you guys in the troubleshooting video. That was all just from watching it, because it took me months and months and months to learn. I think it actually took me like 3 weeks to get it going, but months to get it good. And don't get me wrong, I was by no means one of the only people who could do the move. I'm sure there were thousands of people who could do the move, but it felt like when I learned it, I was one of the very few people who was on the internet, on Instagram and stuff like that, who knew how to do the riffle fan. It was a pretty cool feeling. So that move's by Dimitri. He has a tutorial on YouTube. We have a troubleshooting video on our channel with his permission. You guys gotta go check those out if you wanna learn the riffle fan. And I will say, you will probably be able to learn it a lot quicker than I did because you have these resources. But it's one of those moves that is worth the time you're gonna put into it. Because no matter what, you show a bystander that and you're the coolest kid on the block. No cap. Another pro tip to be the coolest kid on the block, keep your lingo updated. Notice how I said no cap earlier. That means I'm not lying, in all honesty. Fresh new lingo for you guys. That way, you'll stay nice and valid. Valid's also a new one. I'm keeping up. TikTok helps me stay young. Deck was in the box,
money appeared, and you like, yo, can I have that?
And you go still in the box.
And you just like,
but you got money.
boy, I swear to God, you better hand that to me before I go ahead and
Oh my gosh,
hey,
that's abusive. Well, I told you I was looking for better magic, and it turns out I found the best magician on planet Earth on TikTok. What a coincidence. That trick was incredible. Coming in at number 2. Well, these are really in no particular order. They all made me want to gouge my own eyeballs out when I was learning them. But coming in at number 2, we have the TJ Murphy's deck flip. Now, I feel like lots of you guys might protest this one. You might say, Chandler, man, it wasn't that hard. And for those of you who are in the comment section right now saying, Chandler, the deck flip wasn't that hard. I learned the deck flip in 2 days. It wasn't that hard. I learned it in a couple hours. It's easy. Do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. And let's see if a card flips off, okay? Do it right now, just like that. Let's see if a card flips off. Can you keep the deck intact? Okay? Because that's the hard part. Anyone can flip a deck, but can you do it on command? Right away. No questions asked. And have all the cards stay in place? This chair's squeaky, but I don't think so, okay? And if you can, it probably took you a while. It probably took you a little bit of a knack, a little bit of time to get it so the whole deck stays in place. Guys. Wow, this is a squeaky chair. You might notice a pattern here that these moves that I said were so difficult are also ones that I have troubleshooting videos for on the channel. There's a reason for that. It's because when you struggle with something for years, months, a really long time, you know all the possible ways to fail at it. I know every single way to fail at this stuff. So that actually makes me a good teacher to tell you guys what I did right to finally get it, so you don't have to do all the trial, error, and experimentation I did. So yes, there is a deck flip troubleshooting video if you want to learn it the right way. So far, we have the riffle fan, the deck flip, which both have troubleshooting videos. I want you guys to guess below right now. The third one is no cheating. Don't skip ahead. Don't skip ahead. Maybe I put it in the thumbnail. Maybe this is stupid. I probably look really stupid right now because I put it in the thumbnail. Skip that. or guess below. Maybe I clickbaited you. Maybe that's not it. But speaking of not clickbait, guys, I didn't even put this in the title, but 2 weeks ago we did the Avengers playing cards review. And in there, I said we were doing a giveaway. We did a giveaway for this deck live on stream. My man Isaac Kim won it. But in that same video, I said we'd do another giveaway for Avengers playing cards. And I just picked the winner out of the comments 2 weeks later. It's been 2 weeks. Winner in the description below. All right, moving on to number 3. Get your guesses in. Locked in. Is that your final answer? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style? That's right. It's the one-handed shuffle. Now, when I first learned this move, do you think I could do it not even looking at my hands on call, on video like this? Absolutely not. I never, ever, ever thought in a million years I would get to the point where I could do the move this consistently. Well, just looking at the lens, not even at the monitor, guys. At the lens, no look, right over here on the side, every single time without fail. It took me years. It took me, well, not years. I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it for about 6 years as well. But it took me a few months to learn. And by far, the hardest part of this move is the Pharaoh. You can split off the deck into 2 halves, get them outside wide like that, but can you weave the cards? And that is the part that's really gonna grind your gears. Now in the tutorial for this, I go over it. Fun Rise trivia question. If there was any video that I could do over again, it would be the one-handed shuffle, because I made the music too loud in that tutorial and it's kind of uncomfortable to listen to. Kind of took an L on that one. But I will say, and I rarely say this, having bigger hands helps with this move, but I've also seen people with really tiny hands that can do it, so no excuses. Well, you can make an excuse and say it's a little bit more difficult for you, but in that case, you would just be making excuses for yourself rather than sucking it up and learning it anyway. I'm just saying, I know I have big hands, but I've seen people with small hands do it, okay? It's a cool one, and this is one that will definitely be worth the time learning because it absolutely melts people's brains when most people can't riffle shuffle and you just do it with one hand. You guys gotta learn it. It is great. And while I said the tutorial has a little bit loud music, I still think it's a great tutorial that especially helps with that Pharaohing part. That's the key, the Pharaoh, the sideways Pharaoh. Watch, just to prove a point, I'm gonna do it again. No look. There's the Pharaoh right there. And the shuffle. Like, come on, guys. Years of practice. All right, guys, so that's the video. That's my top 3 most difficult card flourishes I know. Now, I know some of you guys might have differing opinions. I actually want to hear them. Leave me your top 3 in the comment section below. The reason I'm so curious is because I need to learn some new card flourishes for an upcoming trailer, for an upcoming playing card release. The design is finally finished. We're going into pre-production. In terms of printing these cards. They could be called Rise Playing Cards version 2. Something like that. Early summer release. Ooh, maybe. Gotta learn some new flourishes. For me, the one really hard flourish that I've tried with for so many years, I mean, I've never really dedicated time to doing it, but the reason I never really dedicated time to doing it is because it was so difficult, it made me very frustrated, which was L cuts. I kind of really want to learn L cuts, so maybe I will. But that's my hard flourish I want to learn. What's yours? And before we go, just let me remind you, Rise merch, obviously available on rise-magic.com, linked in the description. And if you looked at this deck of Avengers playing cards, you looked in the description and your name wasn't there, man, it's a bummer. But let me tell you what's not a bummer. We give away cards every single Monday and Thursday on our live stream. So you better get in there. People are winning all the time. In fact, there are people winning like 6 times. It's getting ridiculous. We need some new people in there, some new blood to win some new cards because, man, I'm telling you, we got like, on average, 40 to 100 people hanging out in these streams. Depending on the time of night, depending on the time of day, you might have a really strong chance at winning a deck. So if you're complaining about not having a deck, I better see you in those streams because that's the best way to win. All right, guys, I love you. Stop procrastinating your homework. I'll see you tonight. It's almost summer. Peace out.